Okay, so Chad asked a question about knowing which wrestling technique to use when you go out. There's a couple different ways to look at that. You can look at it like, I'm going to go out here, see what Matthew does, and that's how I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. I'm going to be completely reactionary. You're going to do a lot better if you go out and you're proactive. So I'm going to draw reactions out of Matthew. Okay? Matthew's in a good stance, low. His hands are down here defending his legs. His head is in between me and his hips. I can't get to controlling his hips. I've got to get through his head, his arms. Then I'm going to have to get through his hips before I can control his legs. Okay? That's not going to be easy, so I need to draw him out of this good stance. If he's in a good protected position, I need to draw him out of that. That's where the setup comes in, right? The setup is important, and I think it's a part that is neglected pretty early on when people start doing wrestling. They're so focused on the entry, then they're so focused on the finish, they just don't spend enough time looking at the setups. Like I said, the setup can be completely reactionary, or the setup can be completely proactive. Okay? If I come out here and I look to snap, right? Snap down is my setup. I'm not snapping him down and try to snap him down to the mat. Every now and then that happens, great. Not that often. That's not usually what I'm looking for. When I come out and I snap down on Matthew's head, I'm looking to see what type of pressure I can get to that. Can I get his head to pop up a little? Now you see how a little clearer path to his hips and his legs. Or when I pull down on his head, does he collapse forward? And I'm starting able to set up my front headlock, right? There are lots of other things that can happen, but that's two pretty simple things, right? Obviously, other than that, I could be looking at his hands come out of position, maybe start trying to grab my hand or something like that when I reach in to snap, and that would set up other things. But we'll just focus mainly on, does he come up or does he come down? Does he fight the force of my snap down, or does he go with it? Okay? So, when I come in and I snap, you guys should remember that when I teach the snap down, I teach it not as arm motion, but as a hip motion. So when I snap, I squat down, right? When I come out here and I squat down, boom, and Matthew pops up. This is open. That's when I step in. Boom. Come in on my double, right? From here, I snap, right? Matthew didn't pop up. You see how he kind of came forward? Now I know he's not necessarily ready. So the next time I'm going to be ready for him to fall forward like that when I snap. I come out, I snap, boom, he falls forward. I shuck his head in on that front headlock. From here, I look to try to finish. I get control of the far arm, break him down in the mat, or do a different finish that I like to do off the front headlock. I can use the front headlock to set up some other things too. Front headlock can be the entry, and you can use it to pull the person to the mat, or the front headlock can be the setup, and that when I grab the front headlock, I use it because of his opportunities he's using to try to get out of the front headlock to set something else up. Okay? But that's a really basic way to look at it, and that's the way you want to start out looking at it. Come out, probe, right? Touch your opponent, put hands on, right? The thing about doing that, though, you have to be careful. Matthew's very much a reactive wrestler, right? When it comes to his entries. He doesn't really set up his own shots. He looks for your setup. So if you come out and you mess around and you reach with the wrong hand and you're not defending your legs, he's already gone. He's shooting in on your leg. Okay? So if I do this, if I'm out here and I reach, he's in. He reacted. Another thing he might do is on the snap down, instead of lifting himself up or collapsing, he might use the force of my snap down to set up his own shot. So when I come in and I go to snap Matthew down here, whoop, he's in on my legs. So that's a different style. You got to be aware. So when you initially come out and you probe and you go for that first snap down, you might not want to come out and be too committed to that first snap down. You want to just use your hand a little, just a little motion. See, I'm not dropping enough right there to hit my shot or to hit my front headlock or anything, just enough to see what kind of reaction I do. I come out, boom, his head popped up. Okay, now I know what he's doing. He's popping up. That's going to set up my double. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to commit to it a little bit harder than that. Here. Oops, sorry. Okay. All right. Same thing. So you're going to go out, you probe, right? I don't want to come out and just throw the hardest jab. I come out and throw a low commitment jab. So now I can get in and out so I can see what he does. That's all I'm doing when I use my my snap down. First time I come out, you put hands on, snap, you lift it up. I know what I'm looking for next. Right? I'm gonna come out, boom, here. He popped up, I go to his legs. It's that simple. That's a really basic way to look at it. That's just using the snap down to set up either the leg entry or the front headlock. There are other things we can use that snap down to set up. But that's just a basic way to start. If you guys have questions, put them in the comments, and we'll work on answering those. All right, 1, 2, 3.